Welcome to the Clarity and Focus session here. What we're talking about today is using a really simple phone script, or you can use this as an email script as well, or you can do this as a voice message as well. So there's a couple of things you can do, but the idea is to be very proactive in what we're doing. So I'm going to walk you through the opening, how you actually get the engagement of somebody to accept the information, and then what you can do to follow through. I'm going to show you how to speak to people. I'm going to talk about how to get past the gatekeeper. In fact, I'm going to give you a step-by-step script that I've recorded here, and then you'll be able to have access to this and you'll be able to use it straight away to go get appointments, like some of my champions are getting appointments like today using this strategy. So, like I said, I want to give and bring my best stuff to you here today. Welcome here. As I said, I'm doing these daily. I am actually doing these daily, 7 days a week. 7 days a week, I'm here every single day, and I'm trying to help as many people who are in the agency marketing, digital marketing space, consulting, coaching, who are trying to navigate their way through the crazy time that we are having right now. So one of the things I'm really thankful for, Damien Papworth is a good friend of mine, runs Globetrol Marketing on the Gold Coast, has offices all over the world, over 200 employees, manages hundreds of campaigns in the market, and through these interesting times is seeing some interesting behavior where people have dropped out of the market and then they've come back into the market, and that there's new people coming in with new deals all the time. So Damien Papworth, I'm just going to unmute you, my friend. I'm going to allow you to talk. Hey, Damien, how you doing?
Good, John. How are you?
Good, mate. Really appreciate you hopping in on these calls. I guess from a perspective of somebody who's seeing the activity in the agency market of what's going on, you're probably one of the best examples of I guess, giving some sense of idea to those people who are in our game. And I guess from a customer point of view, the behavior of some people as well. And the conversation that we had, in fact, our conversations have been through text, but the conversation we had yesterday, which I thought was very interesting, is something you mentioned, is a lot of agencies have decided to go to sleep, like to kind of wait this out, right? Can you elaborate on a little bit? Because I know we're talking about all new businesses coming in and people coming on, but in the engagement, in looking at customers that are out there, I cannot believe that a lot of agencies, and in fact, after our conversation, I went and checked that out. I actually went and rang a few agencies, both here in Australia and over in the US, and I got voice messages saying that right now our offices are closed and we have an emergency number, and if you need our help, please leave a message. We'll get back to you. So I thought that was really interesting, that there are some people in our world that are waiting it out, like other people in other markets are waiting it out.
Yeah, so I think that's, John, you've been saying all the way through this, when we talk about the niches that we're focusing on, 20% of businesses will have shut up shop. The next percentage of businesses will be waiting this out, just, reactively seeing what's going to happen. And then you've got the rest, hopefully the people on this call, for example, no, I'm not going to sit on my hands waiting and seeing what's going on. I'm going to take action. And, our industry is no different. It's exactly the same. So there's a real opportunity for everyone on this call to pick up the 20% of business in the agency world from the agencies who have just shut up shop until this passes.
Yeah. I mean, one of the funniest things is that I used to, so I'll go back to an example. So I was consulting to a marketing company, and this was a big company. They had like 100 employees in their agency, in their business. They worked with major brands, medium companies, and even small businesses as well. And they took me on to restructure their whole sales process and presentation. And so when they took me on, this is in October. So I'm sitting down with the director of sales of the company and saying, great, here's what we need to do right now to get things rolling, implement these strategies, and we've got to start looking at ways of mapping out a sales approach, maximizing our conversion opportunities, and this is my plan, and this is what we're going to do. And the director of sales and marketing for this company, right, was at the C-level executive level, sat there and said, you know what, John, all this stuff we're talking about right now, we're really probably not going to put any of this in place until January of the following year when people get back to work. Because right now we're kind of at the late end of October, things are going to start to slow down. Our team starts to go on vacation in December. December's going to be quiet. We don't really get back into the swing of things until about early February, late January, early February. And I went, hang on a second, what do you mean that all this stuff that we're talking about is not going to be implemented for like 2 months, right? And so I said to him, I said, okay, look, I need you to come with me and we need to go and talk. I just need to have a quick chat to get some clarity around some things with the CEO, right? So I brought him into a meeting, right? And this was no fault of the director of sales. This is just the tradition and history of what was going on. So I took the director of sales with me. I took the operations manager and I took the customer service team. So I had all the directors in the room, and then I had the CEO of the company who hired me to go and fix their shit, right? So I sat there, and this was the conversation. I said, look, I just had this conversation with Tom, and he was saying to me that, like, we're coming into a period where things kind of slow down. Your team is going to take off, and anything we do or anything that I'm applying right now really isn't going to be put into any form of real action until late January or February. And so you've hired me. It's October right now, and the reason I came here was to get things moving, get things happening now. So I kind of feel like I have to fire myself and leave and come back in February, January, because you're telling me that you're closing your doors for the next 2 months. And the CEO looked at me and says, we're not closing our doors for the next 2 months. Like, we're going to be here. I said, yeah, but you're acting like you're winding down. And so if you're acting like you're winding down, then you said to me, how long has December and January been a shitty months for you? And he said, traditionally, it's been, sorry, I need to stop that call.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Sorry about that. Somebody else's phone.
Good morning, Ken and Lynn.
Is that one of the agencies you called?
Yeah, that's one of the agencies I called. So back to where we were. So I had the conversation with the CEO and the whole team, and I said, "You're shutting down for 2 months, right?" And so what I did was, I said, they said, no, we're open for business. I said, so what you're telling me is you're still paying rent, like you're the people who own this building that you're renting off, that they're giving you 2 months free rent while you're shutting down and being quiet. He said, no, we're going to pay our bills. All these people, 150 employees in your company, you're not paying them any salaries for December and January. You're cutting their salaries because you're quiet. No, we still have to pay our bills. And I said, so why are we not open for business? Why are we not taking new clients on in November, December, and January? And he said, well, we do what we can. I said, well, you're doing horseshit, right? Because mentally you're shutting this business down thinking that the market is closed. So I said, I've got a choice here. I'm going to leave this room and I'm just going to cancel our contract and say, hey, let's just forget about it because I can't help you. Or we are going to make December and January the 2 biggest months in the history of revenue in this company. And so there's a couple of things that we need to do. Anybody who's decided to take a vacation, let's give them a choice to stay, because we're going to stay open, because all your competitors are going to be closed and we're going to stay open, right? And we're going to let people know in the market that we're open, right? So what we did was we started campaigning. We say, hey, this is normally a quiet time. This is the best time to rework a strategy so that when you get back out of the gate, you're going to have a campaign running and generating lead opportunities and business opportunities straight away. We're looking for businesses who don't want to stop, who want to work through this period and maximize the opportunity of revenue, right? So we actually went focused. We had more appointments than we ever had in the history of the business in those 2 months. Made more sales, more unit sales than any time in the business, in the history of that business, and more cash in those 2 months than the business had ever banked in a year, because we made the decision to be proactive and active in the marketplace. We made the decision to let people know that we could help them, let people know that the competition's shutting down and we're open. We don't have a skeleton crew. We've got our full team here ready to help you with your campaign. So we let the entire market in that city know that we as an agency were open for business. So they picked up new accounts and new clients. They had existing clients coming back and saying, yeah, we need to do something, right? Because we started offering every single day. We started engaging, saying, listen, this is our plan and this is what we're doing. If you're shutting down, you're going to be quiet, we can't help you. That's great. But if you want to kick things up and you want to make things happen, we're open. Do you want to do that, right? And it was amazing how many companies had said, you know what, we haven't thought about that, but you're right. We need to get our shit together, right? biggest month they've ever had. And in that moment, by the way, that conversation for me happened about 15 years ago. And from that time, I realized that I did the same thing. That generally in that Christmas period of time, I felt that I would take time off. Like I would take time off and team would take time off and do all that sort of stuff. Bullshit. From that moment on, I realized that we're in business 24/7. We are in business 12 months of the year. We need to engage. And all of us can be in business 24/7. We don't need to handle inquiries. We can have team to do that. We can have digital global marketing do that for us, right? 24/7. So understand that we're making a choice to be in business. And if you're going to be in business, you've got to actively engage the market. And let me tell you, half the market is asleep right now. But the other half of the market is trying to figure out what the hell is going on and navigating through this opportunity, right? That's what the other half of the market is doing right now. So understand that you have an opportunity right now to take some serious action. And I'm literally going to share a strategy with you that I know works. A little bit scary for some people, but I know that it works. I'm going to try and soften the blow, right? And it's getting results. So I'm going to ask you if you can hear me or see me. In fact, Damien, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you doing that. The other thing I just want to ask you, Damien, the services that people are inquiring for right now, businesses that are buying, who's buying?
Yeah, so there's sort of two levels here. So, and there's just one other point I'd like to share with everyone, if that's all right too, John. But people seem to be buying Google products mostly, which is SEO and Google Ads, funnily enough. And then the second layer of services being purchased are content-based services, which is no surprise there, I don't think. But tradies, medical, home services, property services, and e-commerce are the main categories. And just the last point, I think this is the week really that people need to move. I think the last 2 weeks, everyone was still in a state of shock and panic. And we lost pretty much, across the board, we lost 2 to 3 campaigns for every campaign that was started. This week has changed that, like the lost campaigns, no one's cancelling campaigns this week at all. I think, through our network, there's been 3 and there's lots of new campaigns starting. So there's reinstating cancelled campaigns in panic and new marketing is going on. This is the week where level heads are getting back into power, if you like, and people are making wiser decisions with their marketing.
Yeah. Awesome. Mate, thanks for being on here. I really appreciate you sharing. Because at the moment, we need these types of insights. So knowing where the market is moving, who's making decisions, who's buying right now is super, super important. So I really appreciate you sharing, Damien.
Pleasure.
Okay, so I just want to share my screen with you because I cooked something up in the kitchen earlier on today. So can you see my green slide? Just type 1 if you can see my slides into the chat. If you can see the green slide right now, just type 1. 1, 1, 1. Awesome. We've got a few ones. Okay. All right. So this is a calling script that has been adapted from a calling script that I developed. Took bits and pieces of ideas, guys like Jay Abraham, guys like Frank Kern, guys like John Reese, a few other gurus in the market. And these are conversations that I've had with some people in what type of scripting would you use that probably sets you apart and opens a door. And what I've done is I've adapted this script to the current circumstances, the current times that we're in. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of times through the script. I'm going to walk you through slowly, like just to give you context. And then I'm going to walk you through as if I was having the conversation. So you can, if you want to, you can grab a screen grab of the script as it goes through. I am recording this. We're going to put this video up into a YouTube channel at Consulting Unleashed, and we're going to put this up into the Consulting Unleashed Facebook group. If you're not in the Consulting Unleashed Facebook group, if you go to a page, it's called consultingunleashed.com/go. consultingunleashed.com/go. It'll give you access to all the areas where I'm going to be posting this video. And you'll see all the past videos that I've been doing every day for the last 3 weeks running, and I'll be continuing to do every day for some time to come. So So we imagine if we're going to the market, we need to go out with a message. So my favorite message at the moment is basically this one here. Just wondering if you close like everyone else in your industry, or are you able to accept clients right now? That is the message that I'd be sending out. Text, Facebook, email, LinkedIn, direct message, right? I was wondering if you're closed like everybody else in your industry, or are you able to accept clients right now? That's a script that I would send. Just if you can see my slide, the white slide, just type 1 or type 2. Just type 2 on your keyboard if you can actually see my slides. I just need to know that you can actually see this. Type 2, awesome. Okay, we've got a few people who are listening. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Still green. Okay, so let me do this again. I'm going to stop sharing. And my apologies for this. I just want to make sure that you get this so that this works. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. I'm sorry. All right. So we're going to try and share my screen. Can you see my slides? Just type in chat, type in 2 if you can see my slides. We're back to the green screen. Two. Awesome. Okay, great. All right. Can you see the white slide? Just type in 3 if you can see the white slide. Type in 3. Awesome. Okay, it's working. Okay, great. We're in. All these wonderful technical hiccups. Okay, so here we are. So a script that you can send out to people, right? Whether it be an email, whether it be a text message, whether it be a LinkedIn message, whether it be a direct message, whether it be a voice drop, whatever you're doing, you can use this little script right now. Just wondering if you're closed like everybody else in the plumbing industry, like everybody else in the electrical industry, in the accounting industry, in the insurance industry, in the HVAC industry, in the dental industry, in the physical therapy, whatever the industry is, right? Just wondering if you're closed like everyone else in your industry, or are you able to accept clients right now? Are you able to accept customers, right now? So that's the message, right? So now, if we're going to send this message out to people, one of the only caveat that I would add to this, hey, look, just touching base, I'll give you a call shortly just to make sure you got this message, right? I'll give you a call shortly just to make sure you got this message. That's the only caveat that I would add to this structure. So here's the script when we get on the phone, right? Really simple. After send the email, text, whatever, open it. Hi, Bob. Is this a good time? Bob's going to go, he's not going to say no, right? He's going to say, hey, great, look, I just wanted to make sure that you got my email. Have you had a chance to read that yet? And Bob's going to go, no. Oh, look, if you give me 60 seconds to let you know what that was about, you can decide if we can continue the conversation. Is that fair enough? So if you can give me 60 seconds, you can let me know whether or not you can decide whether or not this conversation is relevant. Is that fair enough, right? If we continue the conversation. Pretty simple, right? I can tell you right now, the people that I have in Champions that have used this script, the majority, in fact, very, very rarely has anybody said no. If you can give me 60 seconds to let you know what that's about, you can decide whether or not we can continue the conversation. Is that fair enough? Really simple, very, very easy, right? So he goes, yep, that's fine, right? So here we go. I'm going to walk you through step by step in the script and go back through and talk it out as if I was having a natural conversation, right? So so let me just pull this out of the way so I can't see it. So I'm reaching out to businesses, sharing a plan to keep cash flow coming in and make sure that customers find you and make inquiries for your service in your local market for free, right? I'm happy to help you design a custom marketing plan for your plumbing business, whatever business it is, in the current time of uncertainty and craziness going on right now. The plan will identify the perfect target market and show you how you have them coming to you first, asking you to help them. This way, you'll be able to get more clients in the current economic climate without having to talk to tire kickers or unrealistic people who want to waste your time. I offer this service because I'm a consultant specializing exclusively to help plumbers, accountants, lawyers, whoever, attract and secure more clients and more product sales in this time of uncertainty. And there's a good possibility your local market has a large pocket of underserved prospects due to so many businesses shutting down right now, who will be very responsive to the marketing plan that I'll be giving you for free. And if you find the plan I create for you valuable, you might wish to become a client. If this is the case, my rates start at $2,000 per month or more, whatever you want to charge, right? However, with that said, please understand that I'm not offering you a sales pitch in disguise. I promise not to pressure you or pester you in any way at all. My intention is to help businesses like yours to stay in business, keep your employees in work, and get you back into the economy of helping customers with your product or service. I guarantee you that this will be the most assuring and optimistic conversation that you can have right now, is looking at the options that you have to move through and forward from the uncertain times that we're in. In fact, I feel if you feel that I've wasted even 1 second of your time, let me know and I'll immediately write you a check for $200 to compensate you for your time. But before we go further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. I can only be a benefit to accounting businesses or plumbers or whatever type of business it is that you're willing to let people know that you are open for business and that you are changing the way you serve them right now to help them with what they need and make it easy for them to engage you. That you're willing to promote your business in the local market, that you want to be in business, you want to stay in business, and you want to thrive in the new economy. So here's what to do next. Schedule a planning session with me, enter your details below, or we can do that session right now, like as in answer some questions. Or once you select the time, you'll see a few questions about your business and what you're looking to accomplish. Once I have that information, I'll do some market research for you and set up a time to go over that together, right? So now I'm going to go and read that again, right, as if we were just starting out. And then I'm happy to answer questions and happy to fill you in with any context that you have, right? So our opener was just wondering if you're closed. Everyone else in the industry right now is, like everybody else in the industry, are you able to accept clients right now? Or are you accepting customers right now? That's the other way that I would position this. Are you accepting customers right now, right? So, hey, look, hey Bob, is this a good time? Great, I want to make sure you got my email. Have you had a chance to read that yet? No. Look, okay, give me 60, if you can give me 60 seconds to let you know what it's about, you decide whether or not, if we can continue the conversation, is that fair enough? Bob is going to say yes. Bob is going to say yes, right? So I'm reaching out to businesses and sharing a plan to keep cash flow coming in and make sure that customers find you and make inquiries for your services in your local market for free. I'm happy to help you design a custom marketing plan for your plumbing business. In the current time of uncertainty and craziness going on right now, the plan will identify your perfect target market and show you how to have them coming to you first, asking you to help them. This way, you'll be able to get more clients in the current economic climate without having to talk to tire kickers or unrealistic people who want to waste your time. I offer this service because I'm a consultant specializing exclusively in helping plumbing businesses to attract and secure more clients or product sales in this time of crisis. And there's a good possibility your local market has a large pocket of underserved prospects due to so many businesses shutting down right now who would be very responsive to the marketing plan that I'll be giving you for free. And if you find the plan I create for you valuable, you might wish to become a client. If this is the case, my rates start at $2,000 per month. However, with that said, please understand that I'm not offering you a sales pitch in disguise. I promise not to pressure you or pester you in any way at all. My intention is to help businesses like yours to stay in business, keep your employees in work, and get you back into the economy of helping customers with your products or your services. I guarantee you that this will be the most assuring and optimistic conversation that you can have right now that is looking at the options you have to move through and forward from the uncertain times that we are in. In fact, if you feel I've wasted even 1 second of your time, let me know. I'll immediately write you a check for $200 to compensate you for your time. But before we go further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. I can only be a benefit to plumbing businesses that you're willing to let people know that you're open for business and you are changing the way you serve them right now to help them with what they need and make it easy for them to engage you. That you're willing to promote your business in the local market, that you want to be in business and you want to stay in business and you want to thrive in the new economy. This is what to do next. We schedule a planning session with me by entering your details below. Once you select your time, we'll see a few questions about your business, what you're looking for to accomplish. Once I have that information, I'll do some market research for you and set up a time to go over it together. So that is the script. So let me just hit escape here so we can go up to the top. And I'm going to answer your questions. Let me answer your questions, people. Come on. There's a whole bunch of people typed in a whole bunch of questions. Okay, so so Damien says this is a script that all agencies should be using for their clients who panic and cancelled. I would be suspect that they would want the $20 cash. So Howard, it's all about positioning. It's all about positioning. You know, by the way, you can change this script. You can change this whole script, right? I can adapt this to any market. You can drop anything out or keep anything in, right? Would you recommend a professional cold caller to set appointments? Howard, right now, I don't know if you've got time on your hands, but if you've got time, I would run the script yourself. Jared, is the email legit or is this false to get in the door? The email is legit. Are you looking for customers right now? I'm in the business of helping people, Jared, get customers. Are you in the business of helping people get customers? I want to know that you're accepting customers right now, right? Andrew says no questions yet. Can you get back to slide 6? Slide 6, there's slide 6. You can take a screenshot of it. Any questions? I'm happy to answer your questions here. How much do you want to, how much do you give them for free? Okay, Tanya. This is no different. So let me just give you some context, context back here. This is no different to what you're already doing. All of us here provide our customers with some idea of how we're going to help them in the current market. We are providing them with a plan. We're walking through what they need to do. We're assessing where they're at right now. We're sitting there saying, here are your options, and here's a demonstration of our capability. And at the end of the day, this is what you can actually do. The next step is you can do this yourself, or you can hire us to do this for you. So the plan is the pitch that you already give to people. The plan is your presentation. So in your presentation, you're obviously going to do some homework on the business, on the client. From that homework, you're going to come together with a plan based around their objectives, their outcomes, what's stopping them from achieving the outcome they're looking for, and how you're going to help them solve that problem. That's a plan. Pretty simple, right? Trent says, great script. Thank you. No, not follow up by mail, Jared. Actually pick up the phone. Send the email, pick up the phone. Like how this works is I would send the email and then literally pick up the phone 5 seconds later. Hey, Bob, did you get my email? No, I haven't read it yet. Great. If you can give me 60 seconds, you can let me know whether or not we continue conversation, Bob. Right? Now, some people say, John, how do I get past the gatekeeper? This is really easy. The easiest way to get past the gatekeeper, right? So, Swell, I'm going to answer your question in a moment. That's a really good statement. So here's how we get past the gatekeeper. If anybody wants to know, just type 1 if you want to get past gatekeepers. Just type 1. This is the easiest script. It's 70%, 80% of the time. The reason I'm asking you to type is so I know that you can hear me and that you're still here with me, right? That's why I'm asking you to type. Okay, so here is the script to get past any gatekeeper. It's an easy script to do. You have to say this with confidence. And if you say these exact words, 70 to 80% of the time, the gatekeeper is just going to put you through, right? So here's how you're going to do it. Let's say Becky. If you're in America, Becky's the one that always answers the calls. If you're in Australia, it's Karen or Kaza. If you're in the UK, it's Sharon or Shazza, right? Wherever you are in the world, there's always a Becky, Shazza, or a Karen, right, answering the call. So let's go with Becky because we have a lot of people in the United States. So Becky picks up, hey, thanks for calling ABC Company. Hey, Becky, thanks for picking up the phone. Look, I shot a message to Bob, and he knows that I'm actually calling. I really appreciate if you put me through. Thanks for putting me through, Becky. Let me say that again. Hey, Becky, thanks for picking up the phone. I shot a message over to Bob. He does know that I'm calling. If you can put me through, just let him know John's on the phone. Thanks for putting me through, Becky. Really appreciate you doing that. Becky has nowhere to go. in most cases, she's going to go, oh, Bob knows you're calling, right? Okay, yes, I'll put you through. Boom. Becky's not going to ask you who's calling, where you're from, right? She's not going to do that, because if you have that confidence, you need to act like you know Bob, right? And then once you've got Bob on the phone, you say, hey, look, I shot her through a message. Did you get the message? And you go through the script. Pretty simple, right? Okay, now Sue Ellen. Where are you, Sue Ellen? Because you asked a great question. Preparing a plan tailored for each client is time consuming. Who can help with that? So I want to, if I can, Sue Ellen, I'm going to just unmute your microphone. Do you have a microphone, Sue Ellen? Just say yes. If you have a microphone, just say yes. Do you have a microphone? Just say yes, Sue Ellen, if you've got a microphone. I just want to help you out here because it's a really good question, but I want to be able to help you out directly. Okay, so Sue Ellen, I'm going to allow you to talk. Hey, Sue Ellen, how you doing? Yeah.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi, I got you here. Okay, look, first of all, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you hopping on this call.
No, thank
because
you.
I know you do some amazing, you deliver amazing plans for people. I'm not talking about delivering that plan. I'm not talking about delivering that plan. What I'm talking about is something that you're going to generally have a conversation with a client with anyway, because I know that you actually sell your plans. You get people to pay for your plans, right? We have people, a lot of our champions actually sell their strategy plans. They don't actually give them away for free. But the basic plan is to have that conversation. And maybe for you, Sue Ellen, the conversation is not to sell the service. The conversation is to actually get to the real plan, right? So I'm going to give you a basic understanding of things that you need to be aware of and things you need to be across right now. And if you want to, the way that we work with people is we go into a deep dive to get the best possible outcomes so that you're leveraging your opportunity. So the deep dive, or the deep dive blueprinting session, don't call it a plan. The deep dive blueprinting session is $2,000 or $2,500. Here's what this is going to do. So you can position what you do to sell the plan, not to sell the blueprint, not to make it a plan. The plan is, hey, here are your options right now. Like everybody else that's going through, you always do discovery. You're always asking questions and you're going to put a proposal together. We don't need to do that. What we need to do is just do a very simple presentation based around their desires. Does that make sense, Ellen?
Yeah. So is that, would that just be a simple kind of email type plan rather than a written report, or yeah?
Yeah, no, just to like even, I wouldn't even do it in an email. I wouldn't be doing it in email. I'd just be delivering it in person on a Zoom.
Oh, okay.
The way that you do this is you want to have a conversation. This whole script and this structure is designed to have the conversation that you want with a prospective person who's interested in what you have to offer, right? So that conversation to me is, okay, let's find out where you're at, what you're doing, right? The easiest sales script on the planet, and Sue Ellen, I really appreciate you hanging with me, so just stay where you are, right? The easiest sales script to close the deal, right? I'm just going to ask the rest of the group. Do you want me to share you the easiest sales script to close the deal? I just want to make sure you're alive. Just type 2 on the keyboard. Type 2 if you want me to give you the sales script. This is the sales script of the century, right? This is the easiest sales script. If you follow this sales script, you will definitely close more deals than leave them on the table. So Sue Ellen, we're gonna do this together. Is that cool?
Yep.
Yep. So you're gonna be the client, right? I'm gonna be you. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So let's put some context around this. You're a branding agency, yes? Branding, messaging, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what you are, right? So you're going to be my prospect and I'm going to be you. And I go, look, so, and I want to put some context, right? The reason we're having this conversation is you're sitting there saying, hey, we want to diversify, we want to shift into engaging a particular market. We've got a certain price point on our services we want to deliver, and we want to be able to leverage our business to a certain level. So let's say your business is doing, $500,000 worth of revenue, right? Let's say that's the revenue you're doing. So if I was asking you a particular question, I'd say, look, Sue Ellen, knowing where you're at right now, right? I know why you got into this business. I know what you like about what's going on, and I certainly know what you don't like. But if I was to ask you, hand on heart, if you were looking at increasing this business, what percentage would you like to build this business to, or increase the business in the next 12 months? What percentage?
About 30%.
About a 30% increase in revenue. So based on your business right now, and I know the figure, so you might have, based on the business right now, what is the rough figure of 30% increase in revenue of business over and above what you're doing right now? What does that rough figure look like?
About 300,000.
About $300,000. Okay, great. So if I was to ask you $300,000, if we looked at the average client's investment in your services, what would the average client be investing for what you do?
About 2,500 a month.
So the average client's investing about $25,000 a year. About 25 to 30,000 is about what the average client's investing in.
Yep.
So essentially, over and above what you're doing right now, we have to bring in 10 new clients over the coming 12 months, over and above what you're doing right now, to hit that $300,000 worth of revenue. Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
So essentially, we've got to engage over and above. This is not existing. Over and above what you're doing, we've essentially got to engage or bring on one account per month. Yes?
Yes, that's right.
All right. So before I go on and we talk about how we bring that one account on board, I just want to be super clear. Why is it a must, or why is it important to you to add that $300,000 worth of revenue to your agency right now?
It's just for just gives stability to the agency. It gives that that nice base, and
So you
I
want some
just
stability?
gives me a bit of leeway to do other things.
Okay. So when you say to do other things, what sort of other things are we talking about?
Sorry, I just dropped you then, John. What was that last bit?
So the other things that you're talking about, what other things are we talking about right now? When you say it gives you stability, which is really important, right? It also gives you that sense of structure. So you've got a platform to do other things. What sort of other things are we talking about here?
So things like putting on a couple of full-time staff members.
Okay. And the reason when you want to put on full-time staff members is what? Are you looking to stay where you are, or are you looking to expand?
I'm looking to expand.
Okay. So my question to you, that extra $300,000 worth of revenue, is that a 10 out of 10, I must do this, knowing where I'm going and knowing what I want to do? Or is that look, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not going to be upset about it. Is it something that's important to you that I must do this? Or is it something that, I really don't care? Where are you at?
It's something that I really have to do.
Yeah, it's a must, yeah? I just
Yeah.
want to be clear. So this is a now thing, not a later thing, yes? This is a must
Yes.
thing, now thing, not a later thing. Great, okay. So we're going back to, I just want to be super clear, right? Right now, we've got to see our way clear to picking up that $300,000, yeah?
Mhm.
So why aren't we bringing that revenue in now? What's holding us back from being able to accept that opportunity? What's pushing us back right now in your business?
Time. So,
Okay.
managing the current client base that I've already got,
Mhm.
and then
Yep.
making the time to just get those 10 clients.
So marketing time, selling time,
Yes.
marrying it up with the struggle of having to be involved in engagement and fulfillment for current clients. Those are the
Yes.
thing that are holding you up. Yeah. Anything
Yes,
else
that's
holding
right.
you up from getting 10 clients?
No.
All right. So I just want to be super clear. Your objective, you're telling me that you want to add another 30% revenue to your business, which essentially equates to $300,000 of revenue. Your average client investment right now is 30 grand. We need to bring on over and above what you're doing, Sue Ellen, essentially to hit that opportunity in that market. We've got to bring on a brand new client per month into your business. The reason you're doing this is because you want to expand. You want to build some stability in your business. You want to bring some people in so that you can actually expand, obviously for your aspirations. I know that you don't want to be working hard for the rest of your life. You'd like the business to be working for you rather than you working for it, like most people. And obviously, the reason you're doing this is because this is an opportunity for your family, your experiences, your aspirations of running a business that you're happy in helping and serving and getting other people's results. Have I missed anything?
Nope, that's spot on. Gee, you've gleaned a lot
Spot on,
from
okay.
my answers, John.
Okay, I have. But not unlike everybody else, Sue Ellen, we're humans and we're doing this, right? So here's the thing. The bottleneck right now is you marrying up time to be able to manage the new opportunity of generating clients. And the other thing is being able to balance the time that you're investing in making sure that you're serving and also generating new opportunities. So let me ask you, Sue Ellen, you said to me that this is a now thing and you need to do this. Number two, you said that this is important. It has to happen in your business, right? At the end of the day, that if we were to sit down, you and I, to just come up with some areas where we know that we can have the impact to bring on that client or two per month, giving you the space to be able to onboard and more importantly, maybe even hire now so you can handle that capacity, right? To free your time up to bring those clients in. If we could work on that plan together, is there anything, and based on that plan, if you like the idea, right, is it okay if I show you how we can work together to bring that revenue into your business? Is that okay with you?
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. Now,
Perfect.
I'm going to talk about money here. Is it okay if I talk about some money, Sue Ellen?
Yep.
Yeah, because that's a question you're going to be asking me, right? Well, how much is it going to cost me, John, right? So I want to be upfront and I want to be open with you, right? At the end of the day, if we looked at a $30,000 client coming into your business, of that $30,000, what would you be willing to invest to acquire that customer, roughly? I'm going to give you 30 grand, and you're going to give me what?
5,000.
$5,000, right? So
Yep.
to bring in 10 clients, you're willing to invest, based on what you just said, up to $50,000 to bring in those clients. Right?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. If I made that a little bit more easier for you and it wasn't 50 grand and I was to come in and cut in and make it less than that, would you be okay with that?
Yes, as long as I'm going to get the clients for it.
Yeah. So we're going to work close together. I'm going to walk you through a process and a plan to make sure you get those clients. I'm going to show you an investment so that the idea is that you're well in front, you're bringing on these clients. And not only that, you've also got to realize that out of those 10 clients, you're going to get referrals. So you get more than the 10 clients you're actually looking for because you do great work. I know you do great work. Otherwise, you wouldn't be talking to me right now because I only work with great people, Sue Ellen, right? But I'm going to walk you through that process. If I can marry the investment with the return and help you get those outcomes, then it's okay if I walk you through how we can partner together to make sure that you hit that objective. Is that cool?
Yep. Sounds great.
Awesome. So now all I've got to do, Sue Ellen, is I've got to literally walk you through how we're going to go about doing that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to give you some options. And in those options, I'm going to say, at the base level option, this is where your investment is, right? If we're looking to maximize or looking at ways of getting this to perform at a higher level, put it on steroids, it's going to be option 2. And generally the people who work with me, Sue Ellen, pick option 2. And number 3 is we've got the enchilada campaign, and this is if we're going to go and do better. However, right now at this time, based on our conversation, which suits you best? Option 1, option 2, or option 3?
Probably option 2.
Right, let's work together. Right? Now, I know for the purposes of everybody here, because I've recorded this, and Sue Ellen, I really, really appreciate you playing with me here, because I know that the conversation would go very differently in the real world, because there are going to be some interjections and some context. But essentially, that's really the breakdown. I'm going to mute you, Sue Ellen. I want to thank you for sharing with me. And I really
No,
appreciate
thanks,
you
John.
being
That's
on board.
great.
Okay. Yeah. But what I've done, I just want to break down that process with you, right? Because at the end of the day, there's another close that I use that is really, really simple, right? So number 1, we've got to find out what the objective is. I asked Sue Ellen, what's the objective? I want a 30% increase. Then I want to ask, why is that important? What are you going to do with the money, and why is it a must? So is this a now thing or a later thing? This is a now thing. Right? Because if Sue Ellen at the end of this conversation says, hey, I'm going to bring you a plan, and that plan is going to give you ROI, and if Sue Ellen says, well, look, you know what, I don't think I want to do this right now, I can go back and say, well, look, remember at the very beginning you said this was a now thing? Why has that changed? Let's deal with why that changed. So we can go back and deal. Is it the plan? Is it the idea? Is it the reasoning? No. And it might come to money, right? Well, let me make it easy for you, Sue Ellen, right? What would you suggest? Sometimes I go to the client and say, look, you can tell me what you're willing to pay, right? That's another way to do it. But whatever we do, this is my fee. If we can start with this, whatever is the balance or the difference, we will tack on to the following month or the preceding months, right? Or I can say, hey, a lot of people we work with pay for the whole thing up front. This gives you a great tax break. This gives you enormous flying points if you use a frequent flyer card. There's all those sorts of things. But in the presentation, it's really simple. Let's get the objective. Let's get why the objective is important. Let's get what's stopping you from achieving that objective. And let's work together on a plan to make sure you're hitting those outcomes. And let's be really clear that we're giving you an ROI, so to make sure that your investment is returning the outcome for you. And then there's two choices here. You can do all of this yourself, or I can help you. We can work together and partner together to put this into place. What would you like to do? Now, if you made that offer, I will guarantee you half the time people will say, let's do it. Half the time people are going to go, you know what? Plan B is not to do anything at all. Half the time people are going to do it. I recorded that conversation, and Sue Ellen, I didn't know that we were going to do that, but I really appreciate you sharing. So thank you for being my prospect. Yes, Mark, I'll talk about that in just a moment. Yes. So any other questions about the script, about the idea, right? Anything else that you need to look at? There's a whole bunch of you on here. I can see all of you here. Fahad, good to have you here. Dave Sutherland, good to have you. George, Harry, Sachs, good to have you here. Any other questions? Danny, I couldn't hear the two options at the end. Sorry, line went dead. Danny, you'll have to watch the recording. Not yet, thanks. Could you please repeat? Do you want me to repeat? So if you want me to go through the script again, just type 2 if you want me to go through the script again. If you want me to go through and walk you through the tone and the structure, just type 2 and I'll walk you through it again. It doesn't take very long. Remember, this is like a simple script. There's a few people saying 2. Nobody wants to go through it. Jared, you can get a copy of this watching the video recording, right? You can get a copy of this watching the video recording. So I'll do this one more time very quickly, just so it gives you context. And then I'm going to answer some questions. If you want me to help you with strategy, tactics, I can help you with strategy. Mark, I can see you up there. I'm going to answer your question for you. Because I know you took some action, which is really cool. So by the way, there's a strategy I shared in a couple of videos ago that one of the people here on the call is applying the strategy and now is putting himself in front of 7 to 10 people that are interested in what he has to offer in the service. I'm going to walk you through what that strategy is in just a moment. So if you hang with me, if you want to get bucket loads of clients, about 2 or 3 videos ago, I shared a strategy and a structure where anybody can do this. It's really, really simple, where you can literally get yourself guaranteed between 5 and 20 appointments. So if you're looking for 5 to 20 appointments, go to the YouTube channel. A few videos ago, it's called the Ultimate Strategy, I think. But it literally is a game changer. If you apply it, we've got a lot of our champions have used the strategy recently. Martin, one of our champions, I think, is Martin here? Martin, no, where are you, Martin? No, Martin's not here. Martin, one of our champions, just closed a $25,000 deal, $5,000 deposit. Just doing this strategy the other day. So it's really easy, really quick to implement. Okay, so let me go through the script and then I'm going to answer your questions, question mark, and just share with everybody how that applies to them. So the outreach, just wondering if you're closed like everyone else in your industry, or are you able to accept clients right now? Okay, so opener, Bob, is this a good time? Great, I just want to make sure you got my email. Have you had a chance to read that yet? No? Okay, so look, if you can give me 60 seconds to let you know what that was about, you can decide if we can continue the conversation. Is that fair enough? Most likely Bob is going to say yes. Most people say yes. So the next part of that script is I'm reaching out to businesses and sharing a plan to keep cash flow coming in to make sure that customers find you and make inquiries for your services in your local market for free. I'm happy to help you design a custom marketing plan for your business. In the current time of uncertainty and the craziness going on right now, the plan will identify the perfect target market, show you how to have them come into you first, and asking you to help them. This way, you'll be able to get more clients in the current economic climate without having to talk to tie kickers or unrealistic people who want to waste your time, right? I offer this service because I'm a consultant specialized in exclusively helping your type of business attract and secure more clients or sell more of your products and services. And there's a good possibility your local market has a large pocket of underserved prospects due to so many people, so many businesses shutting down right now who would be very responsive to the marketing plan that I'm going to give you for free. And if you find that plan, the plan that I create for you, valuable, you might wish to become a client. If this is the case, my rates start at $2,000 per month. However, with that said, please understand that I'm not offering you a sales pitch in disguise. I promise not to pressure you or pester you in any way at all. My intention is to help businesses like yours to stay in business, keep your employees in work, and get you back into the economy to help customers with your product or service. I guarantee you that this will be the most assuring and optimistic conversation that you can have right now, that is looking at the options you have to move forward from the uncertain times that we're in. In fact, if you feel I've wasted even 1 second of your time, let me know and I'll immediately write you a check for $200 to compensate you for your time. But before we go further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. I can only be of benefit to businesses like yours, where you are willing to let people know that you are open for business and you're changing the way you serve them right now. Help them with what they need and make it easy for them to engage you. Number 2, that you are willing to promote your business in the local market. And number 3, that you want to be in business, you want to stay in business, and that you want to thrive in this new economy, right? So here's what to do next. Schedule a planning session with me, enter your details. Once you select the time, you'll see a few questions about your business, what you're looking to accomplish. Once I have that information, I'll do some research for you and set up a time, and we can go over that together. That is the script again. So I am giving you the video. If you go to consultingunleashed.com/go, you'll get access to the video on YouTube, and you can join the Consulting Unleashed Facebook group. You'll get access in there as well. So, by the way, just to give you a heads up, before I answer Mark's question, which I think is relevant to everybody here, because Mark is about to open himself up to 7 appointments in one hit by taking some action on a strategy. One thing that I want to just share with you. In the last 2 weeks, our consulting champions, these are the ones that have been reporting into me, have banked more than $78,000 in deposits in the last 2 weeks. 78 grand confirmed, verified. Last 2 weeks, over $400,000 worth of contracts for services from SEO to email marketing, Facebook ads, to AdWords, to automation, sales funnels, right? To brand new websites, to selling strategy just by itself, just strategy alone in the market. Over nearly $80,000 in cash deposits right in the middle of lockdown, right? We had Damien here who shared right now that he's seeing people coming back into the market right now. People made a rash decision 2 weeks ago to pause their campaigns, and now they're sitting there going, holy crap, I just paused my campaigns. Nobody knows that I'm alive and nobody can call me, right? We had on the television, there was an electrician who was trying to keep all the employees employed, and he sat and said, yeah, we cut costs and we stopped our advertising. And then in the interview, he says, yeah, I know, but the phones are not ringing. They're really quiet. Dude, turn your advertising on. The phones won't be quiet. People will be employed, right? So understand that people need to get active in the market. If you're in business right now, you need to engage and you need to get into the market. Right? So that's just to give you a perspective of what's going on right now. And right now we're seeing very strong results in multiple different industries right now. If you look at hot niche markets, Chris, how important is it to have a rate? That's just a figure. If you want to hire me personally, I'll charge you 10 grand a day. If you want to hire me personally, Chris, right? My figure would be $10,000. There you go. Right? If you want me to spend a day with you in your business, Chris, I'll charge you 10 grand. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what number it is. You can pick $500, you can pick $10,000, you can put whatever you want. It's just a number. This script now becomes your script, Jay. You get to choose whatever number you want to put in there. Cool. So question, in the UK, I'm finding a lot of company landlines aren't diverting to mobiles as people are all at home. Companies are not set up for remote working yet. What do we do? What do we do then? Keep dialing, James, keep dialing. If you get a voicemail message, it's really simple. The easiest voicemail, get people to call you back. I didn't realize. I just want to speak to Bob or John or whoever. Here's my number. Give your name. Don't tell them why. Here's my number. You can get back to me on this number. Easiest voice message. Hey, sorry, I didn't realize I was going to get the voice message. It's John here. Can you get back to me? My phone number is blah, 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 and I'll get back to you. That's the voicemail message you want to leave. If somebody isn't there and they've closed down, move to the next one that is open. Just go next, next, next. By the way, if I were you, if you've got nothing to do, like some people have nothing to do right now other than to engage customers, right? You can take this script and play with it. right? Go and sit down and just go, hey, I'm going to shoot you a text message and just going to follow up and say, hey, I just wanted to touch base. If you can give me 60 seconds, you can let me know what it's about, or I can let you know what it's about. But just practice the script, right? Practice this with the cat, with the dog, with the neighbor, with the friends. Well, safe distancing with the neighbor. But just practice this, because you want to make this a natural conversation. You don't want to look like you're reading it like I'm reading it to you, right? But you want to make it like a natural conversation, right? By the way, another script, and it's really simple. And I'm recording this at the... this is the 59-minute mark of this recording. So just time stamp right 59 minutes. Here's another really simple script right now, and I just need to take some coffee. So here's another thing that you can do. There are so many people right now where they really don't know what to do online, and they don't even know what their options are. And here's the thing: right now, websites are all wrong. Any website that is offering offers that were relevant to what happened, relevant to 3 months ago, right now things have changed, and people need to know that you're open. People need to know that you're available. People need to know what you're offering right now. And if your websites aren't making it easy for people to take an action right now, then you are losing a ton of opportunity. So one of the things that I would say, look, I'm just reaching out to business just to make sure that they're aware right now of some of the dynamics that you need to be navigating online. Right now, the offer you're making, that you were making, may not be relevant. If you want people to engage with you right now, we need to look at the message to actually match where the market is. Number two, if you're not taking advantage of Google My Business or looking at your search capabilities right now, you're missing out on a lot of traffic right now, because the surge is through the roof. People are searching for what you need, for what you're offering. You need to know what they're searching for now. Customers' behaviors have changed just like you. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting down with people and just going through their digital footprint and looking at where they can make the direct impact of helping customers. If you're interested in going through a digital footprint analysis with me on your business, I'm giving this to business right now because they need to be aware. There is no charge for this, but at the end of the day, if you need my help, you may need my help, I'm going to offer you the opportunity so that we can work together. But right now, it's probably worthwhile you knowing what needs to happen and what needs to be affected so that you can have some direct impact right now. So if you're interested, let's book a time. There's a simple script. That is one of the easiest offers that you can make right now. Let's go and check out your digital footprint. Let's look at what needs to be adjusted. Let's look at the things that will have direct impact now. Get the phones ringing, and then you've got a plan. You've got the semblance of a plan. I could have that conversation verbally with somebody. I don't need to even put a presentation together. Let's go and check out the website together. Let's go, right now, you're running some ads. What ads have you been running? What worked? What didn't work? Okay, let's look at what's going on. Have you, can I search for you? Can I find you online? No, we can't. I'm on my mobile phone. Your website looks like a bucket of pus because I can't hit the call now button. We need to make it easy for people to call you. So these are some of the things that perhaps you need to aware of, you're not aware of, that is stopping you from engaging customers right now. So is it okay if I sit down with you and we can work through what these things need to be, prioritize them, and only focus on the ones that are going to have the fastest impact right now? Is that cool? That's your script, right? So you can go and listen to that again at the 59-minute mark, okay? Now, Mark, right. So what Mark did, and I've just got you on the chats here, Mark. So Mark basically took an idea that I recorded a few days ago to offer business owners to get together to have a conversation about looking at some of the options, that they need to be considering in this time of craziness, right? So literally inviting people in. Now, I know you made 46 invitations and you've got 6 to 7 people coming to your meeting, right? This is the Zoom meeting that you're going to have. The context of the Zoom meeting is essentially, here's what's going on. Here's what you need to be aware of. Right now, the rule of thirds is applying. 1/3 of the market is stepping out of the market. 1/3 of the market is trying to hang in there and waiting to see. And another, so Mark just got 46 people to sign up for that meeting. That's awesome. So you're going to have a really big conversation. So you need to lead the conversation. So what you want to do is, the purpose of this meeting is to talk about some of the options and opportunities that are going on right now, and perhaps how businesses need to be pivoting, and to make this an open discussion and a share of peers in this meeting. So you're going to be collaborating. This is a Zoom meeting, not a Zoom webinar. right? And this is not a pitch agenda for you. This is not for you to pitch something. This is for you to help, right? You're getting businesses together. You're noticing what's going on in the market. And these are the things that you're aware of. I'm going to open this up to the group, right? I'm going to open it up to the group. So, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's going on? How are you finding things? Rough, tough, good, or indifferent, right? Right now, what do you believe the most important thing is? And you can ask those sorts of questions around. At the end of that, because you are the leader of that group, and because you can record that and you can provide the recording to those people that attend, at the end of that, say, look, I'm trying to help as many people as possible. I'm not really, like, for me, my intent is to make sure that everybody is keeping their doors open, is keeping their employees employed, get some cash back into this economy and into your bank accounts, and making sure that you can navigate your way through and out into the market, because there's 1/3 of businesses right now that are absolutely thriving and flying. And so what I'm trying to do is help people who are really wanting to make that their reality. If you want to have a chat, there is no fee for that conversation. You can have a chat right now or right here. What I would do is I would follow up. I would send, so what I would do after the conversation is, rather than make the chat offer in the conversation, is saying, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to provide the recording. I just want to make sure, what are the best ideas that have come from this conversation? What's been useful? What's been helpful? And are there any things that you want us to talk about? Because I'll invite you into another conversation. So then what you're going to do is, people are going to chat. Zoom records every chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all those questions and take all those chats. I'm going to email them to you along with the link to the video. And I'm just going to follow up with you, one, to make sure you got it, and to be able to answer any questions that you have in relation to what we put together. So now you have an appointment with every single person on that Zoom. You can do hot seats if you want to, but remember that the whole idea is that this is an open conversation to look at some of our opportunities. We're looking to have an optimistic, a positive conversation with business owners and looking at options. And so you want to allow the audience to chime in and talk as well. Generally, I'd probably try and have between 7 and 12 people on the actual call. Martin, one of our champions, closed a $25,000 deal, and he has 3 more people who are interested in his offer to help. 3 more people. He actually got 7 appointments out of the, I think he got 9 people showing up, and he got 7 appointments. One person has already literally bought within 48 hours of doing that meeting. So there's a whole video on how to host that, how to run that, the idea of how to make that work in the YouTube channel. I think it's about 3 or 4 days ago. It's a great strategy. So Mark's saying I was expecting 6 or 7, not 46. So if 46 said yes, I'll guarantee you probably maybe 10 or 15 are going to show up, Mark. Not all 46 are going to show up. If 46 are going to show up, you're going to say, hey, this is how we're going to manage this. Here's some questions we're going to ask. If you want to answer, type in the chat, and then we can open the meeting, have that question answered. Introduce yourself, say hi to everybody. You can go through that. This might end up for you, Mark, being a 2-hour meeting. But what happens is you are guaranteed of making a lot of appointments with that follow-through strategy if you do this. This is a great way to talk to business owners. Yeah, and now not everybody's a customer. So I'm here. I'm happy to answer any questions you've got. If you've got any questions, a whole bunch of you here, just type in the questions. Martin's doing the town hall. That's what I call them. So Martin calls the meeting a town hall. He's going to do another one next week. He's already generated a client out of it. Mark, thank you. You're going to give the results, share the results. Awesome. Any other questions that I can help you with? If anybody wants a strategy from me, tactical things, if you've got a question, raise your hand. I'm going to unmute you and I will help you. If you've got a question. Launching the landscape video tomorrow too. That's awesome. Trent, thanks for sharing the script, John. Quick question. Slide 9. It says enter your details. So if you do this on an email with a link, you can send us an email. I would rather you do this over the phone. I would rather you do this on the phone, and that phone call should be, hey, look, have you got your calendar open? When can we set a time for that meeting? And if you've got a moment now, do you mind if I ask you those questions now, just so I can get some feedback, so I go do the research. That's how we do it. For the follow-up meeting, how do you offer them that then? So Chris, let's unmute you, Chris. You there, Chris? You got a microphone, Chris?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. So your question is from the follow-up meeting, how do you offer them what? Offer them what?
Oh no, it was just a simple question. So when you have the town hall meeting, so at the end,
Okay.
yeah, how do you enable them to register for this follow-up meeting?
So they don't have to register for the follow-up meeting. What you're going to do is you're going to go to them. You're going to say, hey, I'm going to shoot you the email of the chat. So you've got a copy of all the answers. I'm going to email you a recording, a link to the recording so you can go back and listen to all those things, that the great ideas that people have shared. And I'm going to follow you up just to answer any questions that you have with that. So you're actually creating the appointment. You're following up and creating the appointment. Because what you're doing is you're adding an incredible amount of value. And now you can actually speak to all of these people directly. So if 20 people show up to Mark's meeting, there are 20 people that he has to call that will accept his phone call. This is one of the easiest ways to make appointments. And then from there, you can say, then you get to know each other. So, hey, so tell me what you're doing. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Where are you at right now? Have you thought about sitting down, looking at a blueprint plan or looking at a plan? This is how I'm helping people. This is one of the easiest ways. If those people, by the way, this strategy or this idea is one of the easiest ways to generate client opportunities. It is so easy to do because you're the one in charge. You're the one that's creating the strategy.
Right. So you do.
This works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're going to ask a question, Chris?
Oh yeah. So you do. You call each person who comes to the meeting. You call each of them. You give them
a copy of the chats and you give them the link to the email, and you'll tell them that you'll talk to them, you'll follow up and just answer any questions they have, or look at some of the ideas that have come from that are applicable to them, right? So it enables you to contact them. You're telling them you're going to contact them. That's the way to do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So Trent, John, at what point would you recommend taking their phone number? You can put a phone number sign-up link when you do the registration for the meeting. So you can ask for the phone number if you do a sign-up link for the meeting. Yeah. Or you can say, hey, just put your phone number in here, chat, take a screenshot, and then call them and say, hey, I just want to touch base with you. If you want to put your phone number in here, you can put your phone number in here. Or just hit private and just give me your phone number here. And then you've got all their phone numbers. You can do that up front. Yeah. Need to think a little bit creatively. So if you want to take pre-registration, put it on the form, phone number, so that you get notified of the event to make sure that you turn up to the meeting. It's easy. Mark says he's taking phone numbers after they're registered. Cool. Any other questions for me? I'm here to help you. You need help. Who needs clients right now? Let me help you get some customers. Any questions? So, if I don't get any questions, I'm going to say thanks. But remember, I am doing this every day, same time, same bat channel. It is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Australia. I am doing this every day. I'm recording each of these sessions. But if you want to help, if you want my help with strategies, with tactics, with things that I can help you directly with, so that you can go away, because this gives you the opportunity to record what I've done, and so this will give you exactly what you need to go out to the market. Right? That's what I'm trying to do here. So this, I can't make this as plainly obvious as possible. Please ask me questions that I can help you with so that you can go and do this and put into play. I am begging you to take advantage of this time, because if you don't, you've just wasted this time. If you don't, you just sat here and listened to a whole bunch of stuff and you're not going to apply it, right? How many people here are going to run this script today? Just type 1 if you're going to take the script and run the script today. Just type 1 on the keyboard. James says I'm going to do this tomorrow. Absolutely, because it's late at night for you. Andrew, awesome. Yeah. Who else? Shit, only 2 people are going to run this strategy. Just type 1. Totally, yep. In the morning, yep. Tanya's got a small list of people, business cards from the various BNI events. I've never cold emailed anyone in my life. Would you start with open email or something else? If you've got the phone numbers or anything like that, just touch base and introduce yourself, Tanya, and reach out to them. Adam's going to try this. Lex is going to try this. Martin's going to do this. Mark's going to do this after the presentation. Tanya's going to do this. Yeah. So Tanya, all you got to do is just say, hey, look, it's been a while. I've had your card. I know it's crazy right now, but I'm talking to businesses to give them an optimistic perspective and some assurance about what's going on right now. Peter says, I didn't mention the Facebook appointment funnel. I've been nice tonight. Peter, I'll make it a point. It won't be, next week I will do the Facebook appointment funnel. I will share that with you. I may surprise you even earlier, but right now, these are things that I know will help people get appointments right now, get into people who are having conversations, keep you focused, and make sure that you maximize your opportunity to at least do the very thing that you say that you're doing, is that you want to be in business, people. If you're being in business, that means you have to actively engage prospective customers. If you are going to stay in this business, you need to actively put money in your bank account. If you are going to thrive out of this market, and let me tell you, my consulting champions, some of them are going crazy right now because they're hiring. In fact, one of my champions just hired 4 new team members because they can't cope with all the business that they're writing up right now. And they're not charging small numbers. They're charging $10,000 for a strategy session, and they're charging between $6,000 and $8,000 a month for an email marketing campaign. And they are signing clients with $100,000 agreements right now for those services in the market. So that's just going to give you an idea of what's out there right now. And let me tell you, people are looking for that type of service. One thing I say at the end of every session here, I know we are, let me tell you, it is scary times. We are in crazy times, but us entrepreneurs are going to save the world, right? I'm telling you that us entrepreneurs are the ones that are going to change things in the world. We account for 70% of most GDP in most countries in the world. The small to medium companies are the ones that keep economies alive. And you need to keep cash in your business so you can keep the economy, your economy and the future economy alive for you. And you need to help your clients acquire that revenue as well. We've got to keep the cash rolling in the economy. But one thing that I say at the end of every presentation is, please message or reach out to one person today, colleague, friend, associate, client, somebody that you know. Just say, hey, how you going? I'd love to have a chat. I'm looking to have an optimistic, positive conversation today. And you're it, right? So if you want to have an optimistic, positive chat, let's have an optimistic, positive chat. Just reach out to one person. Say hello. Add some value to somebody's life. Be safe. Be good to your kids, your family, your partner. You are in each other's hair and faces. And I know it's highly stressful and crazy right now. And it is absolutely insane what's going on. But in a very short space of time, we are going to get back to work. We're going to get back to work in a different world. We are going to be working differently. We already are. And there's already in the United States, 14 million people that are out of a job in the last 2 weeks. Here in Australia, we're about 1.6 million people out of a job in the last week, which is crazy. That means some of those people ain't coming back to work. They're going to get into business for themselves. There's going to be a lot of people coming into the market, and they are looking for services, opportunities of the customers that you have right now or the customers that you're approaching. So with that, I want to thank you for being here. Question, the people charging $6,000 per month for email, what type of email sequence, newsletter, etc.? Thanks. James Thompson, it's just email. It's a campaign. Some of the campaigns have only 2 emails in them. Some of the campaigns have 20 emails in them. It's not how many emails. It's the strategy that they're paying for. It's the actual follow-up, the metrics. It's the adjustment of the messaging. It's making sure that the campaigns work. By the way, one of our champions signed up somebody for $10,000 a month for email marketing, 10 grand, right? Because the clients are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it could be 1 email, it could be 10 or 20 emails. It doesn't matter. It's the number of emails that make it work. Right, that's what they're doing. It's the number of messages make it work. I had a client ask for an email newsletter. You know, I know I usually do PPC. Could you imagine charging thousands? Couldn't imagine charging thousands yet. Some people do. What's a client worth to a company? What is the strategy that comes with that campaign, James? That's what you want to be doing, is what is the client worth to the business? What is the strategy? And what will happen? What's the sequential follow-up? How do we get the person to take the step to engage the customer? That's why you're doing it. Most people, James, I want to thank you for kind of reminding me of this. Most companies, most businesses around the world, they run like promotions. They go from promotion to promotion to promotion to promotion. The problem with that is most promotions aren't thought through very well. right? So if a promotion fails, they go, oh, that was crap. What's the next promotion? And if a promotion succeeds, they go, that was an awesome promotion. Great. What's the next promotion? They stop doing what works. What you want to do is you want to build, if you're running campaigns for clients, you want to build on what works, right? You want to add to what works, right? I had a client of mine that we were getting, it was about 30 grand a month. We were charging $30,000 a month just to run campaigns, email marketing campaigns. It was crazy. We were managing the database. We built the database. We made the sales. On average, they were picking up about 450,000 or more in gross profit every single month the campaigns were running. And they were paying us $30,000 plus they were paying percentage of sales. You know, we had a scaling sale of 5 to 15% on sales in the marketplace. So yeah. So yes, it's amazing what's possible when you actually start to make those sorts of offers. Remember, nobody can buy what you have to offer unless you're offering it. You need to be offering often. And right now, we have to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% sales and marketing, 20% delivery. We need to hustle up right now. We're all in startup mode. Even me, in our agency, is in startup mode, right? We've got 70 employees in the agency, and we are acting like we're a startup because we're in a market of opportunity. We're in a market to shift and change and pivot what we do. So with that, I want to thank you. Make sure you reach out to somebody. If you go to consultingunleashed.com, let me just put it in here. .com/go. Let me just bring that together because I don't know why it does that. If you go to this URL, consultingunleashed.com/go, you'll get access to the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the notifications so when we load the videos, you'll be notified of this training and this video. If you go to our Facebook group, if you're not a member of the Consulting Unleashed Facebook group, we are posting these videos in that group. Just sign up for the group. If you have some clients that you're managing right now and you want to keep those clients and you want to look at ways of improving or increasing the number of clients coming in, I'm happy to have a chat to you and show you what you can do right now to maximize and leverage, but only if you've got clients, not if you haven't got clients. If you've got clients and you manage clients, there is a place you can book some time with me privately, and I'm happy to chat with you. If you've gotten lots of value out of this, there's only one favor that I want to ask you. Can you please share or let other people know that I'm doing these trainings every day and that they can come on live? It's the same link that you'll have access that you had access to, that they can come on live and get my help. I'm trying to help everybody that I can in this market because I know the opportunity right now that we have in front of us with our skill set is huge. I really cannot emphasize enough at how big this freaking market is for you guys right now. This is our time. This is our time to innovate on products. This is our time to innovate on services. This is our time to actually help people who are absolutely looking for your help right now. Because a lot of people I'm seeing, they say, shit, I don't know what to do with Facebook right now. I don't know what to do with AdWords. My Facebook ad campaigns aren't looking like they used to anymore. That's because the message and the strategy has to change. They need your skills. They need your expertise. They are desperately looking. But here's the thing. They can't freaking find you. So you have to go and engage them, right? If you're not advertising and if you're not putting yourself out there, like agencies that I know that are running ads right now and getting freaking phone calls because they're spending some money on AdWords and Facebook, then you need to go and find the client. The more you offer out there, the more people will buy. Go and check out some of the past recordings because I've shared some of the most amazing strategies that are free that will get clients into your roster. Right? There is no excuse for anybody not to be having appointments. There's no excuse for anybody not to be freaking signing up clients right now. The only reason you're not signing up clients right now is just sitting on your ass, doing nothing, right? So be in business, stay in business, and thrive. And come and see me tomorrow. I will talk about some other key things you can do to maximize your opportunity. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate this. Somebody says, if you're starting out from absolute scratch in a new market, what are your initial steps? Follow the steps that I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. That person who's made that comment, go and follow the steps that I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. That's what you do if you're starting from scratch, right? That's what you do. And that person who's asking that question, you know better. You know better because you've been doing this for a long time. So you know what to do. I don't have to tell you what to do. I've already shown what you do in the last 2 weeks. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here. I really appreciate that. I hope you get a lot out of this. I want you to go back, apply. I'm going to be asking you for feedback of those who've been trying and putting this. Remember, one of my champions took this training and got 2 appointments today by applying this strategy. So I want to thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. PST, LA time, wherever you are in the world. Keep safe, say hi to somebody, and thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Take care, everybody.